Thank you so much, Mr. Sunil Shah, for joining us today on Vyapar Jagat Convention and Awards 2020. My name is Srijay, and I'm going to be hosting the session today. Thank you, everyone, all the viewers and listeners, for joining in, and I'm sure it would be a very insightful session. Just a very brief background about what I do. So I run a company called LegalWiz.in, which provides affordable solutions in access to legal services to small businesses, MSMEs, and startups. And we have been doing this for around 4 or 5 years now, serving approximately thousands of clients across India. And so a little bit of decent gauge that we have gotten so far on the MSME scenario in India, and we have our expert guest, Mr. Sunil Shah, with us, and nonetheless,
Okay.
he doesn't need much introduction. He's quite known within the fraternity. I'll be very brief in introducing him. So, Mr. Sunil Shah is an IIM Ahmedabad graduate, and his name in MSME segment, and particularly in the consulting services, where he have helped a lot of small and medium scale industries and large scale enterprises to really revolutionize with a lot of innovation and scalability driven projects has been phenomenal. Also, his contribution through his founding venture, Gujarat Innovation Society, is very well known for promoting innovation across Gujarat and beyond, and bringing their comfort in to scale innovation in India. His work has been phenomenal. So thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Sunil Shah. And
Thank you for the opportunity to the
great. All right. So this is going to chat. I'll keep my questions brief. You would have great answers to that, and everybody to kind of benefit from that. So starting first thing first, I would like to take or get your idea about what is the importance of MSMEs in India and Indian economy, and why would we think that MSMEs is the future for Indian growth and innovation. If you can brief us very quickly about that.
see role of any small person in a family is as critical as anything else, right? Now parents also looking at it, grandparents also looking at it. Similarly, when we are looking at an MSME, if you
Hmm.
take across the overall picture of the MSME across the globe, particularly German, Europe, and other countries, where the MSME contribution into the GDP is much more than the 50%.
Right.
Now we are almost at a teething time, almost around 22%, which is a highly negligible,
Hmm.
and it is nobody's fault. It is
Right.
basically the fault of an MSME.
Correct.
See, what I am feeling is presently that sometimes the names carry a lot of weight.
Hmm.
Suppose you introduce me as an industrialist or a chairman of the Innovation Foundation, but the moment you introduce me as a sergeant or a lieutenant or a wing commander,
Hmm.
people immediately look at my face as a very tight face.
Right.
Right. So what I personally feel it there has to have some movement through all those associations which is working for the Lagu Udyog or an
Hmm.
MSME.
Correct.
I think first of all we should change our name. It may
Right.
take another 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, doesn't matter. But
Okay.
why it should be called as a Lagu Udyog, small industries?
Fair point.
Why should
Absolutely.
we? Why should somebody call me a micro entrepreneur? I'm an
Right.
entrepreneur. Why somebody call
Absolutely.
me a small person? I am contributing to the GDP, whatever is the contribution, it is a 0.0001% or whatever it may be.
It is
So
still
my
a
first
contribution.
say to all those MSME is let us work together and create an environment that we should change our name as an industrialist entrepreneur. That's it. No small, no micro, nothing like that. This is what is important first because that will change our mindset. Today,
Correct.
I'm always thinking that I'm in a small player, I'm in a micro player, I'm an MSME player. Why should I have such kind of notions within us? So that's
Fair
one.
enough.
Second is the moment I try and consider myself as an entrepreneur, I will always compare with any entrepreneur across the world, across the country, across my state.
Correct.
So when I am considering I am an entrepreneur, I am equal to the Pankaj B. Patel, I am equal to the Gautam Adani, I am equal to the Sudhir Mehta, I am equal to the Ketan Patel.
Right.
The only thing is today I am not considering that I am an entrepreneur of that size or that level, because everybody always remind me that you are an MSME.
Correct.
Right. So first thing for MSME is to change your mindset. You are an equally important entrepreneur or a contributor to the GDP, to the society, to the country. That's what
Fair.
I personally feel.
Correct, and I think that's a brilliant learning. So if I sum up your, talk on this, and my learnings out of that is, one is empowerment definitely comes from within. So
Yeah,
rather than, you know, gaining a tag from somebody else, we should feel that we are
exactly.
here as a change maker, and we have to empower ourselves. So that's one thing. Second, I think you brilliantly pointed out is every even if a little child in the family is as important, because
Yes.
at some point of time they are going to grow older and elder, and they are going to take up the responsibility. So
Right.
MSMEs today are going to be large size enterprises tomorrow, and so obviously they have to feel empowered for doing that. So that's very brilliantly put forward. Thanks a lot. My second question is going to be, what is the role of government that you see as of today, and not really talking about the future or the commitments, but as you see today, do you feel that government does enough to empower MSMEs, and in what different sorts or manners the government is helping MSMEs to grow? Because obviously when we consider ourselves as childs and adults of tomorrow, the nurturing becomes very important.
I will come back to the another the same kind of an logic for a small kid in the family.
Hmm.
I simply fail to understand why an entrepreneur or an industrialist, irrespective of the size, should look at the government.
Right.
Does government has any role to play in my life? I don't think so.
Barely any.
What is the important is that there has to have a facilitation which allows me to grow whatever I want. That's it.
Correct.
But if I start thinking that government should give me a land at a reasonable rate, government should give in money at a reasonable rate. Once I do all those things, government also give an opportunity to bring my bought my product. Why should we always continuously look at the government? I
Right.
personally feel that irrespective of size, Mr. Seth, tell me how many number of person, a small size person, you must be visiting. Are you visiting at least a tea vendors in a day once?
Correct. Hmm.
Sandwich vendors,
Fair.
kirana stores. Your wife must be going.
Correct.
Vegetables vendors.
Hmm.
Just ask them single questions that have they ever waited what government is supposed to do for them?
Correct.
I don't
I
think so. And they will say, no, no, भैया गवर्नमेंट सरकार का कोई काम नहीं, हम तो जगह ढूंढ लेते काम कर लेते खत्म बात.
correct. Correct.
I think if the smaller size of the people who do not have any formal education,
Hmm.
unfortunately, if they are so literate,
Right.
when he undergo in a training and education and then going into the manufacturing or in some good training, why should we ask for a government to do something for us? We
Absolutely.
create an environment, we create an impact together that led government to force it that this is the kind of the manufacturing facility in India, in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad, in Morbi, in Saurashtra, and we must make them facilitate that they
Correct.
grow. If we
Absolutely.
create an impact, if we empower ourselves and create an impact, government has forced to think for us.
Correct.
Today we are reversely doing, we are going and asking the government, and government has an habit that the person who is asking something, let them give, he is asking for 10 paisa, give them 1 paisa.
Fair.
So I think we have to empower ourselves to an extent that and create a force within which will force government to think for us.
Correct. Yeah, and I think the effort starts within the community, and obviously
Correct.
if we empower ourselves, and we are going to be noticeable, and then all the other changes at the macro level are going to
Let me
get
let me
are
give you an
from it.
example. Let me give you an example of an today's startups. Right.
Hmm.
A small startup, 100 startup working for any different ideas across the city or in a state.
Right.
Two, three will be identified by the venture capitalist or evangelist or some mentors or somebody, right?
Fair.
Why two, three people are identified and not all 100?
Because they make themselves visible enough.
Exactly right. They are making or creating some impact,
Correct.
which other people by default will understand that this is going to be the next revolution, and they go on their own,
Right.
right? Person sitting with a 5,000 rupees or 5 lakhs rupees, they get the money in the tune of millions and trillions,
Correct.
right? Just in the span of 2 years, 3 years, 5 years.
Fair.
Now this should be the impact, and this exactly should be the role of an MSME. That we create a kind of an environment through our manufacturing facility, quality standards, and all those things that government will force. That they will recognize that this is the size of the industry we must facilitate.
Absolutely. And I definitely agree with you that if we make selves are so strong that we are not going unnoticed, then
Yes.
obviously everything else is going to fall in place and in the favor. So definitely. Now, since you have a very strong background with with innovation and fostering innovation within the within the state and beyond, I wanted to see your opinion on what is the role of an MSME to bring innovative, because at times what we have observed is larger organizations, since they have so much of operational structuring, that innovation probably becomes a little bit of silo item for them, and they really depend on small businesses to come up with more of an innovation which eventually can get into the system. So how do you feel the role of MSMEs and very particularly startups to bring the next wave of innovation, and how do you see that going?
I tell you, Mr. Sanjeev, that individually we all are innovators.
Right.
Unfortunately, what happened, we have put ourselves in a way in during the entire life that we understand that we are innovator only when there is a crisis comes to us,
Correct.
right? Suppose today I feel that I am into a business. Order has come for 1 lakh rupees. I have only 30,000 rupees. I feel that this 1 lakh rupees is going to give me at least 25,000 rupees business profit. What I will do? Will I ask and go to this government officer that can you help me?
Not at all.
Not at all. What I will do is I will immediately find out in a couple of innovative ways. I will ask my brother, I will ask my relative, I will ask my bank, I will ask my supplier. All those things we regularly doing, and this is what is the innovation.
Correct.
We unfortunately have a notion that innovation happens somewhere in the laboratory. Somebody who has have gotten some training of in some chemistry or a biology or in a medicine or in a pharmacy or in engineering can
Hmm.
do this innovation. No, nothing. Anybody, even a person standing in a roadside giving offering you a sandwich, he does innovation. He is
Absolutely.
not giving you the sandwich what other fellow is doing.
Correct.
He will try to put two chutneys and other fellow is trying to put one chutney. So
Right.
what he is doing is he's making some changes.
Correct.
We- In today's context, that's what is the innovation. We have
Right.
been doing day out, day in, but the level of consistency is missing. I
Right.
go and expand my mind only when there is a crisis happen.
Hmm.
So if we start working, what is the difference between an individual successful entrepreneur and a non-successful entrepreneur or somebody who is trying to pushing himself very hard for continuously for longer period? This is
It's
the difference.
correct.
Because the person who is successful, he every moment he applies what new is to be done,
Right.
which will help me to reduce my cost, to reduce my energy, to reduce my life cycle, to bring my product effectively. My product cycle will be reduced. All those things he will start thinking, and that makes him the innovator.
Correct.
So once you apply change in every of your activity, day in and day out, nobody can stop you.
Fair.
So any MSME, I think they have a larger leverage considering the corporator, but the level of flexibility what you and me have, corporate do not have. Because
Correct.
there, if I want to do anything innovations, probably my boss immediately will say, भैया तुम्हारा काम करो, तुमको सैलरी काम करने की देते हैं, नया सोचने की नहीं देते.
Absolutely.
सोचने का काम ऊपर वाले का है.
Correct.
While here, if I am in a small player, I have to do everything. Funding is my job, quality is my job, resources is my job, manufacturing my job, raw material is my job, packaging is my job, logistics is my job. I am supposed and I'll be forced to do the innovations.
Right.
So the moment I become in a smaller player, I have a larger flexibility to think beyond and think differently and become a change agent every day, every time.
Absolutely. And I think that is very brilliantly
I,
put.
I
Is
have Sanjeev, I have my executive with me, Secretary, Gujarat Innovation Society. He will give you just in 1 or 2 minutes what a Gujarat Innovation Society, how does it started and what is its role in current situation. Just hold on.
absolutely,
Just hold
definitely, would
on.
be thrilled to.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Uh, Gujarat Innovation Society starts with the impact of to inculcate the culture of innovation in all the sectors across the Gujarat,
Hmm.
with the guidance and direct inspiration from the then Chief Minister of Gujarat and now Honorable Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, in
Right.
2011.
Excellent.
And the GIS has been started. We long journey. We create innovation icons across the Gujarat who working towards the innovation for some of the kind in the impact for the smaller period and also a larger period also that gives a different level of the innovation icons across the Gujarat.
Right.
We have felicitated more than 100 innovators in this process, and this
Excellent.
process is inspire lots of people. And the way we are looking at the Gujarat Innovation Society contribution to the society, that innovation index across the globe and India, when we have started, it's an 84, and
Hmm.
now we are at 43.
Right.
So that is the contribution of GIS in the field of innovation.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It's
So thank you.
Thank you so much. And I think the contribution that GIS made in terms of bringing innovation to the entrepreneurial spirit of Gujarat has been very, very commendable, and something that has been sort of a badge of honor for every Gujarati around here. So
Correct.
thanks a lot for the contributions that has been made by GIS, and
See,
uh,
when we started this Gujarat Innovation Society, the word innovation, I have never heard any political person who is mentioning about the innovation in any of his speech. You take from 90s or 80s to 2000 to 2010. Nobody has uttered the word innovation or an entrepreneurship. And
right,
we take in a pride that when we started, Narendra Modi started using this word innovation and entrepreneurship in
correct.
2011.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, innovation, the essence of innovation lies in the mindset, and it is not in the processes. So I think when we
Not in the
started
qualification.
exactly, so when we started talking about innovation as a subject, with GIS back in 19 early 1990s, I think that is when the process of um, thinking about it really got started, and I think that has brought the whole idea forward so magnificently. So that's pretty commendable. Also, I would like to share one small incident, or not incident, but small example that somebody quoted, and I forget to recall where I read that, but I think in the context of what you have told is how the massive ship Titanic sank, and and that was not because they did not have abilities, or they did not have the technology in place. It was just the sheer size that they could not move away, and what really became a challenge is the size which did not kind of allow them to pivot so quickly. And one thing that you mentioned in your talk is when you are smaller, you have a better ability to pivot yourself,
Absolutely.
and you are not within the rigid framework. So had it been a smaller shape, obviously they would have avoided the iceberg. So it's not the iceberg that really made the damage. It was the size and the inability to be pivotal at that point of time, I guess. uh, kind of brought to the unfortunate consequences. So very well put on that is, the size matter in terms of innovation, but at the same time, size or smaller size at times work in favor of the innovator, uh,
Absolutely.
and and that's why MSME should be, I believe, feel very
More
empowered.
creative, more innovative.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about Gujarat Innovation Society as well. Is what sort of support do the MSMEs expect, or what kind of the day-to-day interactions that GIS has with various innovators and MSMEs, to kind of help them, get to a better place?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me tell you what is the role of a Gujarat Innovation Society.
Mhm.
And our major focus is the micro and small medium enterprise. That is
Correct.
the name, so I am supposed to utter that name. I'm not
Absolutely.
comfortable with that name at all.
I understand.
But then, see, idea is that smaller you are, more flexible you are.
Correct.
Smaller you are, you have a highest level of leverage, right?
Right.
In terms of everything.
Correct.
So what we want to do is, I have seen people who comes with with their son and daughter, and they proudly say that my son has joined the business.
Right.
And I said, you are not fit for a business. You just go and do yourself.
Correct.
Then they feel insulted. Why you are showing so? I said, you yourself have spent the entire life as an MSME. Now you want your son to be a MSME again? How come?
Right.
Are you getting the sense of it?
Absolutely. So it is really just
Yeah.
continuing the same thing without any addition.
It's a
Uh,
national crime if your second generation is into the MSME.
Correct.
Now, when we are talking about the innovation, creating the culture of innovations, our role as an GIS is that we go and meet a lot of MSME players, either in groups or in individuals.
Right.
And we try to explain them what is innovation is all about.
Right.
Because 99% of the people have a myth that they don't have they have no reason to go for an innovations.
Correct.
They are not qualified, they don't have any laboratory, they don't have any fund, all those things. But they
Right.
forget that innovation has nothing to do with any resources, any fund, any qualifications, nothing, absolutely nothing, right?
Fair.
What you need is, you start thinking at that line.
Correct.
The moment you feel, see, if I'm going to my factory from my home, first day I will take on a route which is smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of days I'll try to find out through different people that which is another smaller route.
Fair.
And after 10-15 days I will establish that this is the route which is smaller, no traffic, nothing is there, and I'll just come straight, and in 10-15 minutes I'll be there at my factory.
Correct.
Now who teaches you that you save the resources, you find out the smaller route, you find out in a route where no traffic is there? I think you apply same in your own.
Correct.
No, you apply everything, whatever you are doing, the same logic.
Right. How do I do the same things better?
Yes, very simple. Very,
Exactly.
very simple. So today, if I am producing in a 10 items, tomorrow should I produce 11? And how can produce 11?
Right.
Day after, should I produce 12?
Correct.
Fine. So the moment I ask questions to my own person, my own self, I think I will be forced to do the change innovations. That's
Absolutely.
one. So what we want to explain to the MSME is that forget about any qualification, forget about the government support, forget about any laboratory, forget about anybody's requirement. You just go continuously, hammer your mind, and every activity what you have been doing, make that some changes into that activity. And if that becomes a kind of an everyday's phenomena, I think it's going to be you are going to be an innovator throughout. That's one thing.
Correct.
Second, we also allow them to understand that if you are doing in a small change, that creates a wealth for you, your organization, and your family, and for society. Most of the
Right.
time, small time players, MSME or in a small industry or in a micro players, they have no idea that what amount of change will create a wealth for them. Suppose I
Correct.
am working something, I am manufacturing some small electrical motor, and tomorrow, because of my continuous passion, I find out some change into that.
Right.
Now, the moment I find some change which nobody is doing, I will not allow anybody else to see that. Don't do that.
Fair.
Go and talk to somebody who knows the design part and make these as a patent kind of things. We
Absolutely.
are not aware about that whether whatever change I am making should I patent or not.
Right.
The moment I do a patent thing, tomorrow I am very confidently going to the market and say this is the patented product.
Correct.
And day after, somebody will come and buy your patent, and you in process create a huge wealth for yourself, for your organizations, for your society. I think what we are trying to do is please become an innovator first of all. You are already an innovator, but you are using that skill as and when there is a crisis. Instead,
Correct.
use it regularly for every activity. That's one thing.
Hmm.
Second, the moment you find out some change, go and do it and patent it.
Right.
This patent will create a huge wealth for you, society, and for the country.
Correct.
So that's very, very critical. We need to understand that I'm a wealth creator for my society.
Right.
I'm a wealth creator as a small player. I have a responsibility to become a wealth creator for my society and for my country.
Correct. And I think that's well put. And if I summarize this talk, then one thing that I learned out of the last conversation that we had is innovation doesn't or innovation or invention doesn't have to be reinventing the wheel all the time. It is
Not at all.
continuous changes, but done persistently over time. And small things will bring bigger wonders in life. And then obviously the second thing is try to be a little more selfless about things and bring your innovation for the betterment of the society. And obviously wealth creation will become an outcome of that, and there is no doubt about that. So I think that's a brilliant learning for every one of us, hearing to it. Then good that you brought out the point of the generational businesses, because I think Gujarat
Yes.
especially is thriving with that economy. But one bottleneck that I see in that, and also kind of being one of those entrepreneurs, where the businesses have legacy in the family. So my family runs one of the oldest offset printing presses of Ahmedabad, and we are three generation, 80 years down in the business. But I started my own business, and
That's right.
one of the reasons why, one of the many reasons, and not primary, but one of the many reasons is sometimes you feel less empowered in a generational setup where you almost feel like disguisedly being unemployed. So
Correct.
even though you are employed, but you are not really empowered too much to bring in. So what would be your piece of advice both to the elder and the younger generation?
Right.
And I'm personally very interested in learning this.
See, what happened is, unfortunately, when you are working within the family setup,
Right.
you have a lot of pressure on you, either in an individual or in a young person, because you have always seen your father or in a grandfather working in some typical style,
Correct.
and the moment you change the style, they feel offended.
Right.
Now, you as a young entrepreneur, if you are working within the family business, there also, if you create an ability to do differently, so what you can do is, probably, if you are in a family business of a small size, then
Right.
you take up in one area of operation.
Correct.
Don't see, never ever think that what your father is doing since 30 years, you will be able to do it in 3 months. Just
Correct.
impossible.
Correct.
So try to put yourself into in your comfort zone.
Right.
Suppose you are good in moving out, meeting a lot of people. Put yourself into the marketing.
Right.
If you are thinking that you are good in terms of logistic, find out what is the best resources. How do my material travel from one place to other place? Put yourself
Correct.
into that.
Correct.
Once you excel into that and create an impact within the organization, that my father used to travel like this, or my earlier days my material used to take 2 days from here to there, I have started reducing that time, and now it is reaching in 1 day
Right.
with the same cost, right?
Correct.
Then everybody within nearby to you will understand that you are thinking differently. You are
Correct.
trying to cut the cost. You are making things a little speedier, and
Right.
then they will allow you to take over one another department, one another department, one another department. But there is no alternate of an hard work.
Absolutely.
Absolutely becoming a change agent. The moment you become a change agent, irrespective of your family or any limitations, you're bound to grow. As simple
Correct.
as that. But
Correct.
you have to become a change agent.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I think the essence is not to kind of challenge everything at once, because
No,
they've been
not at
successful
all. Yes,
with the
yes,
older practices.
yes,
So trying to bring small changes and win bigger confidence, and
yes.
then obviously, that that confidence will translate into changing bigger things as well.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I think absolutely very well taken
But
on that.
what happened? The new generation, they'll ask for the office first. They'll ask for the separate car first. They'll ask for the driver first. They'll ask for the assistant first. They'll ask for their own personal secretary first. I don't think that brings any success.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I think that is where the younger generation has to learn a lot. Is
Huge
there is
learning. There is a
already
huge learning for
absolutely
all younger generation, irrespective of whether they are the startup or in a small players.
correct for sure, and that brings me to my next question, which is obviously we talked about innovation and securing innovations, right?
Yes.
Um, so a lot of and especially talking about startups, because a lot of startups that I personally interact day in day out with, um, a lot of times, because government has promoted the entire startup and innovation sector so aggressively, that at times I also feel that people only see the brighter side of, people see Paytms being the unicorn, Paytms and Make My Trips, and those unicorns being their role models, but they don't really understand what is the mortality around that, what is the fatality around that, and what are the consequences of that. And sometimes I am feeling just very sorry about a lot of young startups, where they have to kind of get into, they have to take the shorter end of the stick. And so, what should be considered by a young startup before actually jumping into the startup ecosystem? Because as I understand, it is not as easy as it sounds or looks from the outside. So,
See, Srijay, unfortunately, what happened is, looking around, we understand that startup brings a lot of money in shortest period, right?
right,
Now, I have no idea what a startup is all about.
correct,
I have thought that I will make some app, and that app will bring the revolutions.
right,
Unfortunately, out of 100 startup, 95% of the people, they think that whatever they have thought is in a startup or is in an innovation. It
correct,
is not the case.
which is not the case. Absolutely,
And that is where the mortality or a failure or anything is there.
right,
One thing I would request all my startup friends is, the moment you understand that you have conceived some ideas, just go and talk to 100 people.
right,
See, anything which you do, if it is not commercially viable, it is no value.
absolutely,
Huh? There are possibility that people whom you are talking or and interacting may not understand because it's in a new concept. Doesn't
correct,
matter. Doesn't
correct,
matter. Go and talk to your tea vendor where you are having in a tea. Go and talk to a sandwich vendor where you are taking your sandwich, and go and talk to the finest of the brains in the society. Your
absolutely,
principal, your professor, your colleagues, and all those things.
right,
Unfortunately, even if the couple of people does this, they do not have an idea what to ask, then what is the reply they are supposed to get?
Correct.
So what sometimes majority time the startup do is, सर मैंने ऐसा ऐसा बनाया है कैसा लगता है, तो सामने वाला बोलता है बढ़िया है,
Right.
तो 90 पीपल जिसे बढ़िया है, बट मुझे जो पूछना है वही मैं नहीं पूछता हूँ.
Correct.
So I need to first understand what my idea is all about.
Right.
I have to be very, very crystal clear about the end product, not the idea.
Absolutely.
My idea is to create an app for the society.
Right.
But what is the end result? Does this going to save and some 1 rupees of an every individual per day? That is my end result
Correct.
out of this app. So
Right.
I am not supposed to talk and narrate what my idea is all about. What is
Fair.
my end result is all about.
Absolutely.
And
And
if the end result is endorsed by some 60 people, 70 people, 80 people, then I should go with that idea.
correct. So commercial validation of
I
an
have
idea.
been meeting a lot of startup and they fail to explain what is the ultimate product or any services or any things they are going to happen into the after your this app or software or this manufacturing. They have no clue about it.
Absolutely.
So one has to understand the first of all crystal clear the idea, pursue the idea and find out what is going to be the end result when you are launching it,
Correct.
and find out and make a survey for the end result, not for the idea.
Absolutely. And I think that is very important, is everybody has to understand what is the commercial validation of it. And if it
Correct.
is not there, then probably it is not worthy of being pursued. Absolutely. Well put. And so Sunil ji, we are approaching to the end of the session. But I
Vijay, I have
definitely
one request to you.
absolutely.
Wherever I go and talk to either individual or to a large numbers,
Hmm.
I request them to take an oath for innovation, which is our patented kind of an oath,
Nice.
self oath of Gujarat Innovation Society. And
Excellent.
so far, 3 lakhs people have joined in this oath process.
That
And
is
I
brilliant.
request you also to at least spare 1 minute so we can take oath, and all those people in the audience can take oath with us.
I would love to do that. And when I did some research about your profile, it also stood out in your profile and your website as well, where we take an oath of doing a small innovation every month, and I think that's a brilliant idea. I would definitely love to participate on that.
Hmm.
Um, so for sure. So I definitely take an oath today that I and nonetheless we are an innovation driven company, but I want to make sure that I make small innovations every single month to my processes, and then come up with a better product, better
We
understanding
have
of the
we
market.
have a standard format.
Excellent. I
Once,
would love to do that.
once you allow, then I will read out that format.
Absolutely. Please do, sir.
My request to all those people who are listening to us, this Vyapar Jagat, they have done a brilliant job. I congratulate the organizer, particularly Mr. Parmar and their entire team. The kind of publicity and the kind of ripples they have done in the society is also brilliant. Congratulations once again. Also, express my sincere thanks for allowing me to share my thoughts to the young generation, startup, and MSME. Friends, my request is I will take my name, I Sunil Shah, and my request is you take your name, don't put my name Sunil Shah. Otherwise, I will have an obligation to do more than 300-400 innovations. So please don't use my name. You use your name, like I Srijay said, like that. Okay. I
Absolutely.
Sunil Shah,
I, Shrija Shet,
in the presence of God,
in the presence of God,
take oath
take oath
that I realize the value of knowledge and innovation.
that I realize the value of knowledge and innovation.
I shall strive to at least have one innovation,
I shall try to foster
at
at
least
least one innovation
in next 1 year,
in next 1 year,
and make innovation
and make innovation
and knowledge seeking
and knowledge seeking
a way of my life
a way of my life
for me
for me
and my surroundings.
and my surroundings.
Thank you very much, friends. Thank you very much.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you, Vyapar Jagat team, Praveen Parmar, and all those people.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sunil Shah, for being with us, and it has been brilliant talking to you. I feel myself obliged to get back to you with that one innovation that I'm going to.
Please do
Uh,
that.
Absolutely, I will be in touch for that. for sure. And thanks a lot for sharing all the wisdom and knowledge, and it really
Thank you very much.
benefits everybody.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a very wonderful day. Thank
Take
you.
care, stay safe, and use the mask.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.